Alright, so here's another mono blue Tron one. I apologize to my opponent here because I thought they were being a bad sport at the end, and it turns out I was wrong. So I apologized to them, but video apologize. Um, I asked them if they minded if we played Dominaria or no, and they did. They said no, so I was like, okay, because I started playing. Where's it at? Deck editor, load deck, War Lantern, um, with Damping Sphere. One main, one side. What did I take out for it? I can't remember. Oh, a bobble. So I can have Graphic Cage main, which ends up, mattering in this matchup. So, anyways, my opponent goes first. Oh, no, I go first. Up here, yeah. Oh, that's a lantern. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm drinking wine here. But, anyways, yeah, I keep. God, man, wine hits me hard. Um, so yeah, just got control. So I keep my mana open. They don't do anything. I mean, there's nothing really to do here, so I go search for a Tron piece. Doesn't matter which one. I'm just trying to make my land drops, really. Playing my land drops, and just keeping my stuff open. And threatening a counter, basically, and holding up repeal if I need it. And if I really need it, I can Field of Ruin. So at the end of my opponent's turn, I use Field on my opponent's red source because I figured chances are they run one, if any, basic mountains. And because, I mean, why run a basic mountain if it's against Blood Moon? You're going to have lots of mountains anyways. Turns out they do run one basic mountain, it's just in their hand. But I go after the red source. And I see they search up a blue, so I figure they run no basics, but then I end up seeing that basic later on. So now I play the map so I can keep up the repeal if I need to, or thirst, or use the map. Opponent passes, so draws, plays land, it's a basic mountain, and passes, so I search up another Tron land. Play the Tron land, and pass. Now I do have a counter. I love Supreme Will. It's a great card. Opponent goes to pass, so I go for a Thirst for Knowledge. I'm fine with that. And then I top deck my last Tron land. Things are good. So, yeah, I do the Treasure Mage because I want to. I figure I'm going to try to draw out my opponent's counters. Now, the plan here is I'm going to Treasure Mage for. What's the name of that card? We'll see it. Mindslaver. I thought about it first, just making sure. But I grabbed the Mindslaver because I figure the Mindslaver is the worst thing that can happen to my opponent. And then I don't play the Mindslaver because I don't want to play into a counter. Which, yeah, that would have sucked because they do have Mana Leak. I figure that it doesn't really matter if I play Mindslaver that turn. I'd rather try to play Mindslaver and hold up a counter. So they go to Remand it because Mana Leak doesn't do squat. And I'm okay with that. And I'll just hold up my counter. Because really, I have the huge threat coming. They got nothing in play. A bunch of lands. So go for it again. Draw out another counter. And this time I got 2 counters. So I'm considering it. But I think I let this one happen too. Yeah. Because I'd rather just keep these up because they could pay the 3 no matter what. And if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I'll just have 1 blue mana up and it won't do anything for me. So I figured if they have another counter, then they'll still just counter it. and I really want this Mindslaver to resolve. So I figured Roman's not fine. Or Roman's fine. So they untap, draw another burn spell, doesn't do much. Now I have 3 counters. Go for it again. So now they snap, and I know that they're going to try to remand here. I mean, they could try for, what's that called? Logic Knot? But I got plenty of mana. So now I know it's safe. I'll be able to just counter it. The worst they can do is bounce my Mindslaver. And I scry 2. And it was 2 lands on top. I don't need lands. So they go to bounce my Mindslaver, and I've got counter mana checked out. So I counter it and I scry 2. There's 2 more lands on top. I don't need lands. So now I'm going to Mindslaver them, holding up my mana because I might want to do stuff at the end of my opponent's turn. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out the worst amount of damage I can do. There's a few things I could do here, but I want to make it so they don't draw into anything good too. So, and I figure the worst thing, I mean, the worst card they got right now, aside from the 2 paths, is the Electrolyze. I'd rather get rid of the paths. So I have them, play the island so they have enough mana to do all the things I want them to do. Have them play Serum Visions to make sure they get crappy cards on top. I don't want them to have either of these cards. So what's funny about this is I should have done the paths first so I can scry and make sure it sucks, but oh well. Yeah, so I have them do it again. Remand on top is just fine. I don't care. I do not want them to have Geist of Saint Draft. So I have them path, hold priority, path again on their Snapcaster. Fail to find a land. This is where I see the only real spell they have to finish the game is Geist. There's only 2 of them. I'm like, oh man, this game should be super easy. Yeah, and here I say that's it. And say tap lands and pass, and they start to argue. They're like, no, you said that's it. I was like, okay, well, then that means he passed priority, which I control. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what. So I make it so that he gets priority again by playing Supreme Will at the end of their turn. I still have control of his turn, so I'll make him do Mana Leak. I'll pay the 3 with my top 4. What do I get? Worm Coil, yeah. So, yeah, things are good. All good. So I play the Ballista because then I'll be able to just attack and then pump and pull off all the counters and kill my opponent. And my opponent can do nothing about it. And they were hoping to draw something, but they did not. So, game 2. Opponent has a 1 land hand here. I think they will look at that. I keep this because I do have blue. I have 2/3 of Tron. I have a Chalice, which is pretty good against my opponent because they have a ton of 1-drops here. I don't know that they have 4 1-drops in their hand, but yeah. What did they do? Yeah, they put a Scalding Tarn on top. So I just play one of my Tron lands. Now this should have told me that if they're keeping up counter mana, or if they're keeping up a blue and they're spending 1 for the serum, that should have told me they have rejection in hand. But it's fine. I'll go ahead and play Chalice anyways. And they do rejection it. So I'm not too worried about, because they're still not progressing the board state. So I thirst, they spell queller in response. I'm okay with that. And I draw my last Tron land. And go ahead and play the Solemn. Now my opponent's at 15, I'm at 20, so if they attack for 2, if I attack for 2, we're good. I'm still good. Now they do play Rest in Peace, and something I forget about here is that when this guy dies, Rest in Peace makes it so I don't draw a card. So it's fine though, I let it happen anyways. I guess really countering this would have been good, but I'm not too worried. Yeah, opponent's like, oh, you don't draw. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're right, sorry. So I put the repeal that I just drew back. Asked my opponent if they want me to shuffle. They do, so I shuffled it away. Now, I don't need a counter right now. What I really need, and I figure if my top 4, I have Tron. If I can get something really good like an Ugin, things are great. So having a different counter would be fine, or having a powerful spell would be fine. Either or. So that's why I use my Supreme Will to look at my top 4. Unfortunately, really the best thing there is the Condescend. There was a Torrential Gearhulk, but that doesn't do me any good with the Rest in Peace. There's Anticipate and there's this Tower, neither of which I really need. So I just hold up the counter mana. So here I'm able to transmute and keep a blue open. And remember, I looked at my opponent's deck last game, and I knew that their biggest threats were Geist. So I figure I'll try to put a Chalice on 3. It does stop a lot of my stuff, but I figured they can spend removal to get rid of Chalice. If they do, then that's less removal for my other spells. If they don't, then I'm putting, I'm making it so they can't play anything good. And I know they don't have the 4th mana for Cryptic. And they can't spell queller it, so. And they do remove it. Okay, that's fine. So that's less removal for my other stuff. They go to try to play the Geist as a threat. It doesn't work, of course. I'm going to scry 2. And we keep the platinum on top and then a remand right underneath it. And I figure they don't really have much of a way to take care of platinum right now. They were tapped out, so now I have a remand, and that's going to be great because they only have a few answers to Platinum Angel, and I can race the Platinum Angel, or I can race the Queller. Yeah, I'm okay with Snap. I'm okay with Snap. Here with Repeal, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it on. I kind of want to use it on Spell Queller, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to wait till my opponent's end of turn. Yeah, so now I'm going to repeal that on my turn instead, so that I can thirst, because I know the best my opponent can do is try to counter, and I can easily counter whatever they counter and draw. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards and discard 2 max. And that's going to give me a huge advantage. Yeah, and then I do end up drawing the Ugin. I don't need Expedition Map, so that's why I discard that, so I can keep all of these cards. So go ahead and play the Ugin now and wipe the board, because I know that if I play the Ugin now when they're tapped out, then the opponent probably cannot survive. Yeah, go ahead and exile everything. So Now I have a clock, my opponent does not. So they go to Serum Visions, that's the best they got. They could try to bounce Ugin at the end of my turn, but it's not going to really do a whole heck of a lot, because I can still just kill him with Platinum Angel. And the best they could do is like try to Queller and block, and Queller and block. So opponent, good game. And then they kick me. Now between because earlier they didn't want to let me take, or they don't want to let me take back the whole like, yeah, you pass priority thing. And then they kicked me. I was like, oh man, they're probably a poor loser. But it turns out they weren't. They were just kicking me because they didn't want to have a game open under their name. So, my apologies. And that's it.